She get them $90 joints. These big ass feet. I don't think his feet gonna keep growing. No, he's like a leather.
All right.
All right.
This might be risky. These are Hampton Stampede. We in the building. Special edition on a Tuesday. We got the couples edition, man.
Shit like that.
Adrian, what up, though?
What's good, man? How you breathing?
You all right? What you... What you got, man? You got RSV or something?
Man, I got something. I'm feeling better though. You know what I'm saying? I've been sipping on the hey babe, what's been in that tea you been giving me?
It's lemon, ginger, and honey.
Yeah. Hey.
That made you better?
Yeah, it felt good. And NyQuil, I snuck a half a bottle of NyQuil when she wasn't looking.
I think that's the shit that you got you feeling. Word. Let's welcome Sweet Beat to the show. First time up here. Shout out to you. Who you with?
Adrian.
Okay, is that A+?
A+.
You know his stage name is A+. Q and A was good. Hey.
You know what's going on? We over here, Lady Two Titty, all smiles, big smiles.
Put him in a fucking bed. Get him out of here. Come on.
Oh man. All right. Shawnice, what does the W stand for?
Watson. That's my last name. He married me.
Huh? Oh, babe. Just keep your intro short and sweet, man. No,
It was.
All right. I got these two niggas in the background. I'm mad at both of them. I'm mad at both of them. All right. What up, though?
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
The Gathers. What's up with y'all?
What's up? I'm trying to make it so.
What up, though?
That's straight.
What up? I seen y'all talking shit.
Yeah, you talking mad shit.
I was saying, I had to ask, like, was he putting your eyelashes on backstage? Like, hold up.
Listen, I'm not even gonna front. I was just putting my lashes on. I'm up here with him today with no lashes.
You wear glasses?
Yeah, I usually have contacts in.
Bruh.
Bruh.
All right. What's up, my brother?
What's up, bro?
Introduce yourself, bro.
Yeah. I don't know what y'all want me to say. Yeah.
You just say your first name. We know we got your last name.
Pierre.
Pierre, good to meet you, man. Welcome. Hey, Pierre, wake up. I know you've been working hard all day. We need some energy, all right?
Let him warm up. Don't listen. Don't.
I can see it. He gonna get warm.
Hey, I don't even want to speak about the day, boy.
It was a tough one.
Today's just been a rough day. That's all.
Real, boy. It's been real today.
Hey, be like that sometimes. But you here though?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Listen, man, like, share, subscribe. This might be risky. Couples edition. We here. All right. Once again, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We creeping up to 2,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? And shout out to us for that, for sure.
Shit like that.
Definitely, as you come into the live stream, hit the what button is it? Hit the like button for us. All right. Yeah, definitely subscribe, but hit that like button as soon as you cross the threshold. That's free for you, and then it helps us. It helps us get into the algorithm. Helps more people see us. You know what I mean? We put out all this good content. We put video out every single day, sometimes twice a day. You know what I mean? If you've seen any of the clips or the full live stream, you understand what you may be missing. All right. First question. I don't have no context video or none of that. I think that this is a question that people been asked before, so I'm just going to ask it again. Should in-home issues be discussed with people outside of it? So, shit be happening, right? You may want to discuss it or speak about it, but there can be, you know, some repercussion with that or not. So should in-home issues be discussed with people outside of it? The gathers, y'all can go first since y'all the last ones up here.
Yeah, I go. I honestly think man, because like, you know, as me and my wife, like we don't discuss none of our issues outside, like regardless of what it is. Like whatever happens in this house, you know, positive, negative, especially like if anything was to go sour, like we as grown adults, we're gonna address that right then and there. And before the night is out or before the day is out, it's gonna be over. Once you go to the outside, there's really no need to even discuss none of that. Because some information might be too much information outside, you know what I'm saying? Some people really don't. People act like they care, but they really don't care, you know what I'm saying? It's just cheap for somebody else to be in your shit. It's to go back and give you a fuel, like that throw some shit at you, if some shit was ever go south. I don't believe it should be. That's just, again, it's my opinion, but we as an adults, man, if you got a wife, girlfriend, whatever y'all go through, man, like discuss that between y'all two. The world don't gotta know about it because everybody got their own opinions about it.
Mm-hmm. So why do you think people willing to listen?
Some ain't, man. Some people just like tea, bro. Majority of people like tea. You only probably get a small percent that actually will listen and give you good advice. But the majority rule will not. It's just for tea.
Yeah, I feel like it's just people wishing on your downfall. Like to me, it's like everybody not rooting for you. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot of times too, like I know a lot of people go to their families. I don't even believe in that. You get what I'm saying? Because the thing about it is people go through shit and then they be fine. So when you let outsiders in, then they feel sorry about your spouse that you ain't never gonna leave. You get what I'm saying? So it causes tension or it causes negative energy from outsiders.
Okay.
Get a therapist.
And you know, say again.
Get a therapist. You got something to say, just talk about it in therapy if you feel like you need an outside opinion.
Okay. What you think, A+?
Yeah, I definitely think you should have supports for your relationship or your marriage. Like I think we all could benefit from wise counsel. So definitely a therapist. I don't think you need to be putting all your business out there to everybody, especially family. Like Mary was saying, like, you know, your family, you'll forgive them, but your family won't. So you can't do it with anybody, but you definitely want to have some supports. Like I think like married women should have older married women who have been through kind of what they're going through, where they can kind of, you know, validate their feelings. And you know, this person is never really going to speak bad about your spouse, but kind of hold you accountable. You know what I'm saying? So I think the couple benefits from having other couples they both can trust and kind of go to, and the men having individual men, the women having, you know, individual women just to kind of go to you know, just kind of pour into them and just guide them as they you know, work towards their marriage or their relationship.
Okay. So now those are regular people though, not therapists.
Right. That's regular people.
Mm-hmm. How do you decipher if they're there for the tea or if they're there, you know, for genuine support?
So I think that's the thing. I think it's not always easy, but you can, as you just around them, I would say use your discernment kind of, and then just as y'all are just talking about regular issues. So like first you can see how so like for me with men, I look at how they view their own relationship, right? How I hear this man talk about his wife, how I hear this man talk about his family. Is he doing something or has he done something that I'm trying, you know, to do? And then from there, I may begin to just let him in just to kind of vent and then just see how he responds. Like one thing I always look for, I say like nobody should ever speak negatively about your spouse though. You know what I'm saying? So even if I'm going off, you're looking for somebody to be like, well, nah, like let's bring it back to you. What do you need to do as a husband? You know what I'm saying? It kind of just holds you accountable. So it is tricky. And while trying to find those supports, it can be difficult, right? You can end up trusting the wrong people, but I still encourage people to look for those supports because it gets lonely. It's hard to stay in a marriage and it's something by yourself. And then the Bible always talks about like just wise counsel. So definitely therapy, but there are people who are out there, even if it's just 2 or 3, who you can kind of lean on for just that wisdom and just that support, who understands your goal of, hey, don't be telling me niggas ain't ish. Don't be telling me, hey, you need to leave this relationship. It's like, nah, man up. I get what they did. I get you upset, but you got to do what you're supposed to do to make the family work. So just finding supports that line up with, your overall goals for the relationship.
Okay. Sweet B, what you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think that
You better agree with your man, girl.
I mean, well, I can disagree too, you know what I'm saying? But no, I do agree. I do agree, because sometimes you only see what you see. So like if it's just like in the house, it's like, okay, I'm seeing the issue from this perspective, and he's seeing the issue from his perspective. But sometimes it takes an outside perspective. And so when it comes to, trusting people, having trusted people that's outside of it, that have your best interest at heart. Like I know for me, before getting married, already forming those relationships, because marriage is something that I wanted to have. So having relationships with other women who've been married, who have, 6, 7, 8 kids, who've been through it. Wow. I know that there are, I do. But then who are still married and is successful in marriage. So, okay, I know I can come to these people when things get real, and it's not going to my mom, not going to my grandmother. Because like you said, Mary, people won't forgive. They can't forgive when you forgive and you've gotten past it. And then mom will be like, well, I remember when he did this, and you sure you want to, and so I just don't even go the route of family. But having people who are outside that are trusted, I think that's wise. So I agree.
Okay. Q&A, what you guys think?
Go first. I actually agree with Mary. I agree with A+, and I agree with Sweet B. I do think that you should go to therapy, have a therapist, because they are to do that.
Wait.
I'm telling you who I agree with. Mary mentioned therapy at the end, so I agree with that part.
Okay.
There you go. And A+ and Sweet B, I definitely agree. I feel like you can have spiritual guidance if you're into that. You can have wise counsel. I think having like-minded people, for me, being in a same-sex union, I had to find others that were well-versed in that. Because for me, honestly, it helped me to understand it a little bit more. Thank you, Alex. Yeah, for me, that was really helpful. I'm not one to ask any and everybody, but people that you can trust. But not family. Definitely not family for me.
So no family?
No. Because just like Mary said, that part I do agree with. And I think A+ said it too. Family, when you forgive them, family is not going to forgive. So it's like just keeping them out of that. Just, this is my business. Let me handle it. I got it.
But you're
if
saying
you see
fine.
something, you can tell me, but I don't want to go directly to you and tell you what's going on.
So everybody's saying not family, but definitely a friend?
Nah, so I ain't gonna totally rule family out, but you got to be real careful with family though, right? So like, my family is huge. The only members that I'm talking to though is probably my aunt Nikki and her husband Charles, in terms of my marriage, because one, my aunt used to be off the chain, like, you know what I'm saying? So I've witnessed their marriage grow and evolve and do different things, and I know what type of man he is. I know what type of woman she is. So they're a support for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? So I think it can be family, but you just got to be careful with it, because again, they're not going to forgive that other person. But if their morals and values are aligned with yours, that's the most important thing, to find people who morals, who values are aligned with yours. And so since my aunt and uncle, they believe in marriage, like no divorce, man is the head, man is the servant, like serve his wife. Like I literally believe everything that they believe from what we talked about. So they stand out. They don't they cut family members off. They check family members based upon their belief system. So when you have family members who put their belief above just like family, I think that's okay.
But don't you think they're outliers?
Yeah, it's outliers. It's definitely an outlier. So I think in general, like it's probably best to not even do it, but it can be.
Yeah. Okay. What you think, Q?
I've always kind of said to keep outside voices out. But I do agree with Babe in that if it's a professional,
and you really have a need for having some of your issues heard or something that you may be feeling that is going on, definitely keep it with a professional. But I think that the premise should be for whatever your issues are, and not necessarily venting about what you feel the other person has going on, looking for them to give you solutions about your partner.
Okay. So you saying like don't look for like validation per se?
Right, because I think once you get into that space, it can become very like you can become very codependent on constantly looking for validation from an outside source. Like, oh, I'm mad right now. So, oh, you said that when they did that was wrong. See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? And then that just cripples your relationship right there. As opposed to, like Adrian was saying, somebody who's going to be like, okay, I understand that. However, how do you think you could have dealt with that situation differently? And they put it back to you.
Gotcha. Okay. Babe, what you think?
I think that it's okay to go and discuss some of it depending on who you're discussing with. I talk to my sister-in-law and my mother-in-law because they know my husband the best. And sometimes it's just venting. I'm like, why is your son or your brother? And I know they have a vested interest in us being together. So it's not something where I feel like I'm discussing with the world. And also my sister-in-law, who my brother married, and they've been married for 20 years. And to be able to get like that sound advice from someone who's married, who has kids, who's been doing it for so long, to me, it's so beneficial and just like eye-opening and just like, hey, it's hard when you have kids. You need to communicate. And so having that kind of like reinforcement that I'm not the only person that maybe feels like this in the moment, and just having maybe that reassurance that, all right, I'm not the only one feeling this way. Maybe there's other people. It is like this. Let's figure out, and realizing the person I need to talk to about all this stuff is my husband. So I think it depends on who you're talking to be able to go outside of. But I do agree. I think you need to realize who it is, because there's some people, I'm saying the family members, but I'm not going to go to every family member to talk to, because I know they won't be able to forgive and move on like everyone else was saying. But I think it's important to pick the right person to be able to say, hey, maybe I do need to be checked. Maybe I do, looking at it from a different point of view that I probably didn't think of.
Hey, Shanique,
what got a different view.
Can't be doing, yo, that you gotta talk to his mom about, yo.
I love his mom too, because his mom is just so honest and just so she's so blunt and honest and just I just didn't know what I was going to get myself into when we're talking. She's very, very honest.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Sometimes too much information.
Baby, you sound like you disagree.
I kind of agree with my brother. You feel me? Like, motherfuckers, see, because it's hard for people to unsee shit, right? And they can start doing little things differently, and it's not gonna go how they think it's gonna go. Because, like Mary said, you end up being fine, but people still hold on to things just a little bit. Or they also think that their advice matters. Right? Like, it doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? So then when people think they can advise you on what's yours, that can become an issue. So I don't disagree necessarily, but I think it could be unsafe. And then people get over their skis, thinking that what they gonna tell me, just as a hypothetical, is gonna make a difference. Like they got some type of sway in my house. You know what I mean?
Right, but I think it's more just like free flowing conversation too. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it's, hey, you go into these people and you just like, hey, what to do, or these people always feel like they have to teach you something. But I think when you have somebody who's vested in what you have going on, they just have a unique perspective. Like when me and you was talking the other day, like we're just talking, it's like, well, hey, what about this? Right. So it's not even necessarily me always telling you what to do or how to do it.
No, it's not a valid example, babe boy. You're a therapist. You're a therapist. Even at the end, you were like, "Yo, I ain't gonna charge you for this." So
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him
That
out.
does not
Come
count.
on.
That's not your therapist. That's your friend. He's not your therapist.
Oh, let me finish this.
Blind.
Put him in
We
the
thought
fucking
no
bedroom.
So
paperwork.
then why the fuck, kid? Let me talk to Q. She got some sense. So Q, why at the end of the conversation did this nigga tell me, "Don't worry, he ain't gonna charge me"?
Because he was giving you wise counsel.
And legally, he can't charge you because he ain't do an intake.
Yeah, we did an intake 25 years ago. So, and then my sister is a therapist too. So Bay up here capping.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
All right. Mary, y'all unmuted. Go ahead. What you about to say?
I wasn't about to say nothing. I'm just laughing at y'all.
You had to unmute the laugh. Yo, grow up, yo. There's some glasses, man. Them shit's heavy as a motherfucker.
My shit's great, boy.
Yo, did y'all see Adrian shits?
Adrian got the glasses.
Oh,
I thought mine was thick.
boy, got the goddamn. You went to jail to get them glasses, man. All right. So, all right. So, any final thoughts on this? I'm still conflicted, but I understand both sides.
Yeah, I guess my final input is it does happen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come across like it's some holier than thou, you know, because I really feel that keeping outside voices out is the best way. But it does happen sometimes where you may end up venting to somebody you didn't expect the situation to happen or expect to do that. But to that point, you have to have a level of discernment to know who to do that with and when to stop, when to not get, how much information to give, and when it's like, okay, I realized the error that was made. Moving forward, this is how we move it, because it's only going to protect your relationship. Because a lot of times, everybody got problems, and people really don't give a fuck about yours, and that's just how it be.
And that's like I just feel like nowadays, like it being 2022, everybody's relationship is not the same. Everybody's not following the same traditional relationships our mothers and, you know, grandmothers and all them, you know, all the motherfuckers did. You know, everybody's relationship is not like that nowadays. So when you tend to be the outlier and your relationship is based off of certain things, or you decide to do certain things in your relationship and, you know, this is how you're going to run your relationship, then at that point, you know what I mean, that's even worse going to an outsider. We don't have a lot of friends, you know, in general, you know, around us. Like it's just us for the most part. So, you know, that's what kind of leads to like going to other people. There's not that many options even to go to when it comes to other people. So I keep it, you know, slim, keep it simple. We go to each other, and that's always been the better outcome.
Okay. Hey P, are you from down there?
Yeah, I'm from Jacksonville, Florida.
All right, but where you guys live now, you guys don't have a lot of people around. You don't either.
No, we just kind of stay to ourselves. I got like maybe two or one guys I really deal with down here. But other than that, I just really just work home with the family and building this business. That's just gotta keep it simple, man. I put too much of my outside life out there. Trying to stay home.
Yeah. So how'd y'all two meet?
Jacksonville. I actually came in town. And my cousin
introduced
me.
I used to work with his cousin.
So, met like that. We started talking. She was fresh out. She was fresh out
P,
of my.
Hold on, P. Fuck. Come on, man. I need more than that, bro.
Yeah, he acting so plain right now. Listen here.
Man.
Who he is? Yo, tell me the story.
Listen,
I'm giving you game right now.
I know his cousin. Me and his cousin were cool from work. You know, I seen her on his Snapchat, and he was goofy as hell. So I like that. Oh God, here you go. He was goofy as hell, so I like that, of course. And look at now you saw that. And his cousin Snapchat with the eyes when I realized that wasn't her nigga, and I'm like, who that? You know, I'm fresh out. He fresh out. we both fresh out of engagements or whatever. So we decided to be best friends. Like that was the foundation of everything. Just, listen, we had a plan, like we're gonna be best friends, and that's just how it's gonna roll. And then of course, time went on. I told him, listen, whatever you trying to do with other people, they ain't never gonna work. Cause it's me. It's always gonna be me.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah, she was definitely cocky aggressive about that one. I'm like,
he used to come to me about all these bitches, and I'm like, I feel you.
Yeah. Like, she was cocky aggressive, man, but she get to the balance. Like, definitely
Word. That's what's up, man.
Shit like that.
That's dope. Interesting, man. Listen, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Hit the like button right now. Share the stream right now if you can. All right. I know a lot of people working half days tomorrow, so y'all got time. You know what I mean? Adrian, what's up? You good? God, that nigga look. You all right?
Yeah, I couldn't find I was in there looking for my charger. I can't find it, so I might gotta go in there and sit next to her.
You can't find it with them bifocals on?
Oh, she got jokes.
Yo,
I could not let that one go. I could not.
Hey, you were supposed to get me.
Yes.
Word. All right. Next topic. Let me see. I got so many up here. All right. So, obviously, some of us are married, right? Some of us on our way to being so. You sign a contract, right? That contract has a bunch of different stipulations. And then one of the most important things is like mortality, right? I think some of people's biggest fear is death and public speaking, right? And if you're on your deathbed or you're in a coma, unless your will says otherwise, your person that you're married to makes that decision, right? You guys know that, right? So with that being said, just as an example, I tried to phrase it more diplomatically, but do you have ownership over your significant other? In a conversation, I'll just say, do you own your husband or wife? But why'd you laugh so hard?
No, this funny because this man tell me all the time, I own you. You about to go through it, like I own you. Like he owns you.
Hey, she got my last name. But she like me,
shit like that.
Hey, listen, my babe Noah say, hey, listen, you own me, I own you. So guess what? We working on this shit together, though. We going all in.
All right. Well, hold on. Y'all go last. Y'all went first last time. All right. Q&A. What y'all think?
Good.
I'm gonna say no.
Good answer.
No, but let me land though. The reason that I say no is because I feel like throughout the entire relationship, marriage, what have you, you are an individual. You know what I mean? Like not in the sense of, morally you lose everything that you know. So, you're your own person. You can go fuck other people. You can go live in this way. You can do all these things. I don't think in that aspect. But at the end of the day, you are still an individual. I don't have no ownership over nobody. Don't nobody have ownership over me. That's just my opinion.
Agreed. She don't own me and I don't own her. You're your own person. I'm my own person. That's it. You have a part of me, a part of my heart, but you don't own it. And I have a part of yours, right?
Do they own that
This
part?
is exact. No, we on bar. We borrowing. Only person that owed me is God.
Okay.
I'm always taking back to the him.
All right.
But that's no, they don't own me, and I don't own her, basically.
Well, it just I don't know what God you talking about because he don't agree, but it's all good.
Whatever.
Okay. I got a question to follow up, but I'll wait. Sweet B, what you think? Adrian biting his nails.
So I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. And this is the reason why, right? Because in reality, I can decide, I can make a decision to do something that maybe Adrian doesn't want me to do. I could, right? I have the option to do that. Adrian has the option to do something that maybe I wouldn't want him to do, right? Now, is it beneficial to the relationship to do that? Nah. But could he? Yeah. And so in that sense, that's why I'm saying no, right? Because we can't control one another. I can control what he does. My hope is that he would think about me and consider me when he makes certain decisions, and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
But when you start getting into trying to control people, it gets, like, I'm here because I want to be here. I do these things because I want to do them because it benefits the relationship. So I'm saying no.
So you feel ownership is synonymous with control?
Wait, you said what?
You feel that ownership is synonymous with control?
It can't be.
Mm-mm. That's not like a real answer. So yeah, anything can be, right? But if you had to stand on it, what you think?
Yes.
Okay. A+, what you think? You on mute.
You shooting 50%, babe. We'll take it. We'll take it. You know what I'm saying? You 1 for 2 right now. We'll take it. So ownership is not synonymous with control. You know what I'm saying? And so you're mine, ownership wise, meaning I'm responsible for you, meaning I gave you my name, meaning it's my job to make sure you have everything that you need. It's my job to serve you, my job to protect you, my job to provide for you because you're mine. So I take ownership of you. I don't control you. Yeah, you have free will. Yeah, you can make whatever decision you want to make. But since you have my name, I'm responsible for you. That's how I look at it. So, you say,
okay. Babe, what you think?
I think ownership is synonymous with control. And I think that I agree with Sweepy. I think you can do whatever you want to do. Unfortunately, if I had ownership, I'll be able to control you. And I'm not able to do that. I do think that Adrian's correct. Like, yes, you provide, yes, you do all of these things, but at the same time, we're individuals. And being in a marriage, that doesn't mean that all of a sudden that you own me. We continue to be individuals. And I think we both play a part in making sure we do whatever we need to do for each other, but that doesn't mean that you own me as a person.
Do you own your children?
No, unfortunately.
Do you own your dog?
I guess.
Don't dogs kind of do, and they still need some discipline, need to be reeled back in?
Unfortunately, they can't do for themselves, so they don't have a mind to be able to think or do anything. So, in that point, I would say dogs, I do control. I do have ownership over them.
What about the kids though? They need your permission to make a lot of decisions.
I mean, we're teaching, but at the end of the day, they're individuals. They're going to do what they want to do. I'm hoping my parenting helps them become whatever there is. But as they grow up, less they need me, and they continue to be who they are in the world. So,
kids,
yes, kids from babies to whatever they grow.
But they can't actually do what they want to do, right?
But they have choices to make, and that's why I say it's. Unfortunately, I can't own them because I can't control them. I'm hoping to influence their decisions so that they can think about it twice, but they're individuals. I can say one thing to one kid or to both kids. They're both going to probably do something else.
Do you think that ownership means absolution? Because that's what you're speaking of. You're speaking of it's absolutely going to be whatever you say. Well, right, but you're dealing with people.
Babe, what is your thoughts?
Well, no, I'm just breaking it down.
I know, but you breaking mine down. I want to know what your thought process is before. I'm like, What are you thinking of?
No, that's not how it works. So when you breaking it down, right, you're saying absolutely if the kid doesn't listen, you don't own them. Right? But parents get implicated in truancy. So if kids don't go to school, the parents get implicated. Why is that if they don't have ownership?
I think because we're responsible for them.
But why?
And ownership has a meaning. Look up the meaning of ownership.
That's guardianship, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ownership, because I had to look it up to make sure we on the same page. Ownership is basically what Sharnice and Sweet B just said. It's possessing something. What does possession means? It means to control something. That's what Webster's
Possess means so you think possession is, you think possession, hold on, Mary, I got you. You think possession is absolute control?
Yes. It's possessing, like when it's like property. Like they're not your property and you are not their property. You are still an individual person.
Now
that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I said the difference between like a dog and a kid, because I feel like a dog, it's literally my possession. I literally tried to control them and things of that.
Why do people say my wife or my husband? Should they stop saying that?
I mean, I think that is true. You're still, that doesn't change anything. Just because I don't have complete control over you, that doesn't mean that you're still not mine as a you're still my kids. You're still my husband.
You see how shit gets shaky? So
you say I'm leasing the car, you call it my car. You're financing the car, you say it's my car.
That's a lease car.
But no one says my lease car. They say the lease car. They say my car. It's still your car.
And also you're using possessive pronouns, right? Because you mentioned possession.
Mm-hmm.
My is a possessive pronoun.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't use that pronoun if you're saying that you don't possess or own or have ownership over this person.
Well, who said that? You're making up shit on the fly.
What? My is not a possessive pronoun?
No, that you shouldn't use those words. You can absolutely use those words and still feel that you don't own that person doesn't own you.
But it's a possessive pronoun, right? So you're just using the word incorrectly?
There's a lot of things that we say on a day-to-day basis to.
She just looked up the definition and we took it.
Right,
so
but
if we're being, but she's not. But we're being literal, right? Because Nay just literally looked up the definition. So if we're gonna go down that road, which I wasn't even being that plain about it, but if we're gonna go down that road, we got to stay on that road. Right? I'm not disagreeing with you, Q, but let's look up the definition and let's run with this. So if we're gonna run with that, we got to stay on using the grammar how it's supposed to be used in.
Yeah, but in no world is everybody gonna stop using the word "my" as it relates to describing something or someone. That's just not gonna happen. You know what the fuck they mean when they say "my wife."
Not really.
Not my piece of property. It translates. It's two different things.
Yeah, it's not your possession.
So my car and my wife have two different meanings. You're saying?
Yeah, because it can be a leased vehicle. You don't own it. You're leasing it. You're borrowing it.
It's the intention behind what it is that you're saying. If when you say my wife, you feel like she's your possession. Yes, for you, it's the same thing.
Oh, so now you can okay.
I'm just saying.
But you see how you can move that around. But then when we read the definition, it was absolute what Nay read. Okay.
So you're speaking to her about what she read in absolute.
Because I'm going up for Sharnice and Sweet B when they were saying control. And I'm like, well, if you look up what ownership means, it means to possess something. And what does possession mean? It means to control something.
And you looked it up too, right?
It did. I looked it up. I'll read it directly to you.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, so whatever. Unpopular opinion, call it whatever. But possession and control are not the same thing. To possess something means it's in your care. That doesn't mean that you can make it do what you want. That just means that it's in your care. So that's completely separate from control. Like if you're asking, do you have ownership over your significant other? Absolutely, because like what Adrian said, I still have to take care of you. I still have to care for you. If something happens, that falls on your spouse. You get what I'm saying? Because they have ownership of you. You get what I'm saying? They're the only ones that can do certain things when it comes to you. I don't feel like ownership of your significant other or whoever, it correlates with control at all. Because controlling somebody means I'm making you do this, I'm making you do that. My husband has ownership over me. He cares for me, he provides for me, he gives me whatever I want. But that doesn't mean that he controls me. That doesn't mean, oh, he says this and I jump. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That does. Go ahead.
When she said it to start, I think a lot of people kind of took that in the wrong way. Maybe they made it painted the picture the wrong way when she said it, like, I own you, but trust me, I don't physically own her, controlling. You know what I'm saying? Like, as we got married, it's like, okay, you know, as legal documents, I own you, you own me. So if I was to get caught cheating, and you know, obviously we pay fines for that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a business. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all both own such and such. Something do go wrong, then there's legal fines that come in between the shit. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's child support or, but again, it's a business. So I think when he brought up the ownership, I think y'all looked at it as more of like when she was like, hey, he owns me. Trust me, we joke a lot, but it's not that big.
Control. I feel like control is completely different. Controlling somebody has nothing to do with ownership. And again, possession. Possession means something is under your care, something belongs to you. If you looking at, for instance, if I say my MacBook is my prized possession, am I controlling what it does? Technically, I am if I'm on it. But other than that, if the shit had legs to walk away, it could still walk away, but it's in my possession. It still belongs to me, but I'm not controlling what the hell it do.
I had a question. As you both were talking, it made me think about something. Because when you get married, you take his last name. So does he own you now? Are you considered his possession because you've taken on his last name?
By law, I am. Actually, if you change your last name, you realize that even on your driver's license, the first 3 or 4 numbers and the first letter change to match his driver's license exactly.
Oh.
So when you get married, and that's something new that I noticed. I'm like,
preach that talk, Mary. Preach that talk,
I remember I memorized my driver's license by heart. So when I updated my last name, and I looked at my driver's license, and I know his driver's license number, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, damn, like I really do belong to you.
I ain't never looked at that shit.
Yeah, you look at that shit. They take the letter and the first 3 numbers. So if you saying you married to somebody or somebody saying they married you, you could really see that shit if it is correct. It'll match the first 3, the first letter and the first 3 numbers of his driver's license.
Deep. It's real deep now.
So by law, you are
by
his.
Law, that's ownership. Yes, by law, I do belong to him, but he still can't control me.
I would never try to.
I love it.
I think listen, like me and my wife, like everything is like conversation wise, understanding wise, it's always gonna be 50-50. Like there is no such thing as controlling. Listen, that sound like more a bait for an argument if I try to control it. Like I ain't got anything to argue. No.
I fuck with what you said. I think this goes back to how a question is phrased. So then if I said to everyone, are you responsible for the person that you're with? The answers would align with everything that both Mary and her husband said. Because now the question is rephrased.
You know what the problem is? Niggas is so pussy. You can't say certain words to people no more.
Because they understand the definition.
I don't understand that shit. That shit is so weak to me. Like
that's not weak.
This world is sick.
Don't know where control comes from. Like control and ownership, I do not correlate the two at all. Like that's not the first thing I thought of when I thought of ownership. I didn't think about control. Somebody controlling me.
I ain't gonna lie.
But it goes to how you understood the question versus how I understood the question versus how my baby understood the question versus how Sweet understood the question versus how Adrian understood the question. Everyone understood that question differently because there was a word in there that has multiple translations.
But
if you're phrasing that as, are you responsible for the person that you're with? Everybody gonna give the same answer.
Yeah, because 2 people just went off of feeling like it was more of a control thing, and I said, okay. But when you both, Mary and Pierre, when you guys were speaking, I said, it sounds like to me that maybe the man has the possession in a sense because of the fact that you are carrying his last name. So now he owns you. If you would look at it, I guess, in a legal sense.
But I feel like basic definition, control doesn't come anywhere. when you read the definition, even when you read the definition, I know from my own brain, but even when you read the definition, control is not mentioned at all.
Right, but when you think
I don't know where that even, I don't know.
But when you even think about in the spirit realm, if something is possessed, it is controlled. So that's what I'm saying. Is so many translations for that.
It was because it said the state or act of possession. So then I said if somebody doesn't understand what possession means, that was why.
Right.
I didn't mean to go off on that, but
somebody being possessed, those are two different things. So I feel like under the definition, it says something in regards to possession, something under your possession, not somebody being possessed. But I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Right. It gets convoluted.
Yeah. We all understand it differently.
I think that's kind of semantics a little bit, but yeah, I think that a husband certainly owns his wife for all the reasons P named, right? For all the things you are held accountable for if things fail, for her safety. I mean, all these things is pretty plain, right? And the thing about it is, like, my wife, doesn't matter if she agrees, right? Like, it's still, I'm still held accountable, right? And we still have the same last name, and we still have ownership and possession. And when I say my, I actually mean it, right? I know what my is. My people, my kids, my wife, my car. That's my shit. And you can't just do what you want with it, and nor can those people. So yeah, you can go out and do whatever you want, but like P said, there are repercussions to that, right? They're heavy repercussions too. In North Carolina, hey, you live in North Carolina, right? There's a law. Hold on, let me look. Alienation of affection is a law where in North Carolina, if you break up a marriage, you do have to pay for that. Like literally, they can civilly sue you because they know that's a covenant amongst two people, right? And then when you come between that, you have to pay. You know?
Yeah, you can sue for emotional distress.
Yeah, no, I think you can do that anywhere, but this and specifically in North Carolina, and it could be other places. It literally has a name. Like, matter of fact, it's a football player that played for the Eagles. He was messing with a girl in North Carolina. He got sued because they got divorced, and then he lost.
You could sue the other person involved as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was the outside guy. He got sued by the husband.
Oh, he was the outside guy. Oh, okay, yeah.
It's called alienation of affection. That's the law in North Carolina. That if that happens, you can sue. If like you come and break up somebody's marriage, they can sue you for that, and it's recognized. What do you think about this? What Isha said?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Wow. Yeah.
Man, I can't do nothing in North Carolina, y'all.
Listen, you getting that bag, sweetie. Take everybody out.
All right. Final thought on this topic.
Definition matters. Definition matters.
And I own her.
Definition matters.
Yeah, we all have our own definition.
You know what's ill about definition though? Niggas don't know the definition to a lot of words unless they look them up. I noticed that. So like the suffix. So if I say, yo, I'm a racist, people automatically assume that's negative. But the suffix ist means take an interest in or pertaining to, like a pianist or something like that. But people don't even listen to the words they use. They just using them. And then all of a sudden, we want to use our smartphone to be smart for once. That shit just don't matter.
Don't come for me. You gonna say something, so make sure.
I use my smartphone too, and I just want to say that the thesaurus.com says it's not like a synonym for ownership is control. So for people are saying they have no idea where you get ownership and control from, literally the thesaurus says a synonym for ownership is control, along with the other list of words.
Which one?
What is it?
What do you mean?
The one that she used on her smartphone.
Source you looked up?
Literally, the story.
Hey man, listen. I ain't playing that shit.
Don't do it like. Why would you use the sound effect?
She's still talking shit in the background too. Listen,
Yeah,
when you bring your ass back up here, get in control. You understand?
That boy cold-blooded, boy.
All right, man. Interesting. yo, hey, you notice every time I do that to somebody, they come back on shaking their head. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Do me a favor, hit the like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Damn, NC got some crazy laws, eh? I know Florida does too, though, for real. AP, you might want to look up some of that shit. I'm telling you. Y'all on mute.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't gotta worry about that. I'm gonna stay away from all that foolery, bro.
Word. Hey, Mary, go. Wow. I'm gonna have to start doing. Let's do some check. I'm gonna call my man every 2 weeks.
Yeah, right. I gotta go check into a mental doctor, man.
So, Adrian, how'd you guys meet?
All right, so I was walking and she was like, "Yo, shorty, come here." I'm like, "What? What you mean, shorty, come here?" So, you know what I'm saying? I went over there. Shit like that. Nah, we met on this app called Clubhouse. Like, it's not even for like dating. And I was talking in the room and she came into the room and then I invited her to join the club. And then she shot her shot at me. You know what I'm saying? She slid in my DM. Did you message me first? Yes or no?
I did message you, but it's a difference between it's different because the intention was not to like talk to him or do any of that. It was literally just, hey, like, thanks for.
She was like, hey, thank you for inviting me to join your club on Clubhouse.
And that's how I naturally am.
I feel so appreciative. What that mean?
Now we know how that go.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
You see? She was like, you see me?
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Thank you.
Okay.
And then, then from there we just started chopping it up. And we talked like the whole day. The first day she gave me her number, we talked like all day.
And then you FaceTime me just random.
And I FaceTime because I had to see what you look like. You know what I'm saying? I had to see what you look like. Make sure you wasn't catfishing me. You know what I mean? Hair real. Don't wear makeup. You know what I mean? All right, we can do something with that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how we met, and it's been cool ever since. You know.
And so you guys just so happen to live in the same area on top of it?
Nah, she lived in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
So I was flying out there, and then I flew her out here a few times, and then she trapped me. So you know what I mean? I had no choice after that. Now
the story is so I trapped you.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, which is cool. It's the best trap I ever fell for, babe. You know what I'm saying? I'm thankful you trapped me. I appreciate it.
What's up, man? Online dating, man. Hey, I never knew, man. That's what's up. Respect it. Is Clubhouse still open? Is that still up? Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's still up. I'll be up there sometimes.
Yeah. Word. All right. Next topic. True or false? Can I see this? Yeah. A woman is a reflection of her husband, but not vice versa. A woman is a reflection of her husband, but not vice versa.
Listen,
So
don't leave Q&A out.
What? Oh, they gotta pick and choose who they can just answer based on their relationship. I don't know.
Who you want? I can answer. I can answer. Yeah, that's true.
Where'd she go?
You know what I'm saying? You absolutely are a reflection of me, and I'm not a reflection of you. No, I'm not.
Maybe yes, you.
Babe, I'm gonna do what I want to do.
You still a reflection.
They don't be having nothing to do with you. See, that's listen, women. When a man do something, it literally don't be having nothing to do with you. Just because we different, like it's different in how women are attached to men, etc. Vice versa, it's all different, right? Like men do dumb things, and it literally can have nothing to do with our love for you, our respect for you. It has nothing. We could do all of that in spite of you. But if y'all do something crazy, You know what I'm saying? It's a direct reflection on what we are doing. Case in point, if a man is not being attentive, not being there for you, all of this other stuff, you might slide out, right? Some women will slide out. For men, you could be the perfect woman and we still gonna slide out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it literally has nothing to do with you, what we do, but y'all will base y'all actions based off of what we are or aren't given. That makes sense? No, it's cool. It's cool. You 33%. You 33%.
Oh man. What you think? What you think, Mary?
Go ahead. I want to hear what you have to say.
What you think, P?
Yo, listen, I'm not gonna agree with A+ said, all because of the fact that, yes, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to make sure I say this right, not say it the wrong way. Okay, however, like you just said, like, if a woman go out there and do something, you feel what I'm saying, and then it's like, make sure I'm saying this right, because I don't want to say it the wrong way. Like you said, it's a woman a reflection of her man. Like, yes, but what if we go out and do some wrong, right? And then the woman get to talking. Like, that still makes your woman look bad, because it's like, okay, the nigga ain't shit. Like, why you out there slide? You see what I'm saying, bro? So it's definitely vice versa, because just as good as they make us look, we have to make them look good as well. Who the fuck want to deal with a nigga that ain't shit? But you're supposed to be a quote unquote stand up guy. You know what I'm saying?
Do you, P? What if? So, because a reflection is hard to get a reflection of two people, right? If you're looking in the mirror, like,
Yeah.
you know, if you were looking in the mirror. So, what if I said your woman is a reflection of you? What you do can reflect on her.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Right. Because I feel like, for instance, like Mary was just mentioning, like, she was late one day. She like, we came from doing a plumbing job, right?
Yeah.
But that's you. She helping you. She just helped me. She helping you build that up, right? But that's what you do, right? And now she's a part of that. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know what I mean? Like, she's a part of what you doing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like your mold, right? And then how she moves is directly a reflection of how you move. Now, if you do something wrong, yeah, it can shed a poor light on her, but your family as a whole is moving how you move.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I lead.
But I feel like, for me, it's like, I feel like it's still both people having a reflection on each other, because my thing is, of course, the typical thing, like, your chick out there
Well,
while
Mary, one thing, that, because you might have said the wrong word, so I just want to make sure, because you said reflecting on each other, that might be true, but reflection of is where we have in the discourse.
Okay, so a reflection of, meaning that is what I do. No, that would be a reflection on. So you're thinking more. Oh, okay. Okay. I get it. It's the word. I think it's the wording, because it's like, what I do is like, for instance, like with him, he does a lot of things that I can help him with. That's pretty much a reflection of what he teaches me.
Yeah.
That's a reflection of, how I move in certain areas, or how I help him. But I feel like, me as a mom as well, it can be the same thing, because, him seeing how I care for our kids can also be a reflection on how to parent for him. Because for instance, he used to be way more aggressive with the kids, a lot less patient. But him seeing how I am with the kids, that kind of reflected off from me to him, which made him, kind of handle the kids a little bit more differently and be a bit more patient.
Yeah, I think we can learn. I just don't know if that correlates with the discussion. I think Adrian taught me something couple weeks ago that I just told Sharnice. Like, you have to create space for a person to be what it is that you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? So if she working and doing the kids and all this shit, how can I expect for her to be feminine and soft and all that, right? When she ripping and running and shooting all day long, right? But if you create space where a woman doesn't have to do that, and then you ask her for certain things, she got more time and autonomy to do those things. You know what I mean? Like Adrian said it. I don't know if it was talking to him or on here, but I probably heard that a million times, but it actually resonated with me. You feel me? So to correlate that back to what you said, if P see you handling the kids certain way and getting the same results, he just learned like, oh shit, okay, I don't gotta bear down on them, right? Because you created that space and opportunity for him to see that type shit. But I don't know if that quite goes with what we talking about per se.
You don't think that goes with a reflection? Like, how would it? I don't
Like,
understand how would it not still be under the same umbrella?
well, just not of like he like just in terms of like you can
I
show
feel
him
like
something.
how he treats the kids would be a reflection of how I treat them, though.
But we talking about, is the kids a different subject? I'm asking, is the kids a different subject, kind of?
Nah, I think it's all just like I said, like with him having his business, what I do to help him is reflecting what he has taught me.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So if you're teaching somebody something that you already perfect in a way, you know what I mean? It's a reflection of training per se.
Okay.
All right, so I had some time to think about this. As I'm thinking about it, I retract I think I agree with you. This is the reason why. All right, this is the reason why.
Hold on, before you do that, she's 66.6% now.
All right. Okay, this is the reason why, right? You think about a woman, we take on the last name of our husband, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when I think about that, you're thinking about like everything about my identity. The way that the world views me is now white. Like my old last name is no longer, now it's white, right? So he provides, I'm coming under the identity of white, and then our children, so on and so forth, right? And so think about reflection, his identity, the more that I am his wife, we're becoming one more and more every day, but he is the head of that. And so it's not me being the head of that. Does that make sense? So I feel like originally I was thinking false, but now that I think about it, it's like, okay, I think it's actually true that the woman is a reflection of her man and not the other way around.
You're still thinking about it though.
No, but I'm like 98%.
I feel like I understand. I feel like I can understand better, even from your perspective, Sweet Bee, because it's like you're right. Like the man is the head. I mean, I don't know. Some people got some sassy men. My man is the head. I'm just saying, my man is the head of household. He is the one that, in sense, owns all of us. So, are we going to be a reflection of his work? So between like me, the kids, the dog, you know what I'm saying? Like we are a reflection of what he's presenting. So it does, the way you put it, I completely 100% agree.
Okay. Q&A, what you think? I like how that goes together. It's like I'm saying Q&A, like question and answer. Yeah, I didn't do that on purpose. I just thought about that.
Y'all gotta be like Q&A with Q&A.
Yes, see, I love the whole podcast right there. Come on, right? But no. Can I just say it real quick? Good. Okay.
Fix your sound. Fix your sound. You sound far away.
Ooh,
and I'm echoing.
It's because she got a cool.
Nah, Mary, just mute real quick. Let me see. Check. Test.
It's when she got a call that came in. It acted up a little bit. Hold on.
Yeah, you got a little echo. That's all.
Is that better?
Hold on. I turn the music off.
Good now?
Yeah, it knocked you out a little bit. Go ahead. Just hop off, hop back in. That's all.
Like mute?
Nah, like close out.
Oh no, it sounds better now.
Well, we sound, but when they go to talk, Mary, they still messed up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So Nate, just hop out and then hop back in.
All right.
That's all.
Cause don't let us not have a word in this one, cause I gotta say.
No, we got you.
So leave and then come back.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that should fix it. Yeah, so we actually were on a podcast like 4 or 5 months back. And I don't know if this question was presented to us or I said it, I forget. But did they ask us this question or did I say this when we went on that couples lounge? You're on mute.
I honestly can't remember. Blame it pregnancy brain.
Look at A over there, daddying.
What you think, man?
About the question?
Mm-hmm.
I think that I agree with what Sweepy is saying when it comes to being like head of household, reflection of her man. But I do think that based on what you were saying, babe, how Adrian says that you have to be able to give space for you to be, for maybe to be feminine and things of that nature. I think it goes vice versa because I think I have to be able to give space for you to be able to go out to work, for you to be able to do all the things that you're able to do to provide for the family. And with that said, I think that's a reflection of me when you're able to do all of those things. So I do think that the answer is false.
So I think maybe like Q was saying before, you can discern a question so many different ways. So if we break down our house, right? Is it like even like our friend group? Whose friends are those?
Yeah, that's not a fair question. No, that one's not a good one. No.
But right, like whose friends are those, right? So we mostly hang around my friends, and now
Well, you
my
have way more
friends.
friends than I do. So I feel like that's not a really
I
good
told
question.
Q, hey Q, I told you I'm a big fish. You ain't want to listen. You heard what the fuck she said.
Yeah, but if she got like one friend to your 4, that still don't make you popping like that. Come on.
That's fair.
You trying to say you don't be outside here?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Hey, that's a good analogy. Now she has 6 friends, 6 or 7. But
listen, more
yeah.
friends don't amount to nothing. They don't measure nothing.
It don't
Thank
amount.
you.
It's
Exactly.
Quality, not
quality
quantity.
No,
Exactly.
me and Q got this big fish pond thing we always argue about every 3 shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's my friend group largely, right? My last name.
Correct.
Like you never rode up to a castle and they got 2 flags on that motherfucker. Like that just wouldn't make sense. I don't even know how niggas let their name be hyphenated.
I don't have a problem with. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, do have your last name, things of that nature. That doesn't change just because now that you're also a reflection of me, of what you're able to do, what is happening once you leave the house. I think when you even say if I'm a reflection of you, if I'm out here twerking on the thing, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't like that. And
But
so
it's
it's not
still a
just a
reflection
reflection
on you.
on you, it's still a reflection of you and how you run your household.
Yeah, it would be a reflection of me.
It's same exact thing
Now,
when if you're out here DJing and you maybe taking shots, let girls do this, that, whatever. That's still a reflection, not just on me, of what I think is able to happen outside of my household. I'm showing the world what I'm allowing and what I'm going to be able to accept.
but I don't think. But the only thing is, you don't make the rules. So if you don't make the rules, of and on have to matter.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, I think
Like
that would
women
say
don't create the like women don't generally create the construct of which we live in. Right? Nothing that's constructed out here has been created by women.
okay.
Nothing.
But
So you guys,
society has changed. We can't talk about what has been constructed by men versus what's been constructed by.
why not?
Well,
Though?
at the
That's a
end of the
lot
day,
of
yeah, we
shit.
have so many like presidents. They're all been men or whatever. So yes, yes. As
But we
like I'm talking about
construct
who run the world.
the
Yes,
men.
men run the world physically. Like, yeah, okay, we get that. We understand that. But I
So
think
That's a big thing.
we birthed
Huh?
the men. We birthed men.
Oh my God, Mary, don't.
Technically,
You birthed the
You did
world.
bring them into the world, you're right.
Remember when you
the
said,
world.
remember you said somehow your computer could walk off? Throw that shit across the room.
Y'all are both reflections of each other at the end of the day. That's what I want to say. You're a reflection of each other.
Nay, we're
Because
not
whatever
done. We're not done,
Yeah,
Nay.
go ahead,
We
hurry up.
knew
Come
what
on.
you and Q was gonna say. We'll let y'all go last
No,
to bore
I don't even know what
everybody.
she's gonna say, but I know what I want to
No,
say.
we got you. We gonna let y'all bore everybody right at the end.
Whatever.
So now I love y'all. Hey, so does on or of make a difference? I feel like those two words change the meaning dramatically.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. I got a quick question, y'all. Question, y'all. So Jay-Z cheating on Beyonce, did that make Beyonce look bad?
Yes.
What? No, it didn't.
No.
There's still a million beehivers.
Because she decided to stay with him, so it made her look foolish.
According to the world,
people still swear by this woman, follow this woman. It didn't make her look bad at all.
They don't even count because they don't even include her in like the regular population.
No. But Mary, but just think about it though. It did not, right?
Right.
Now, what if she would have cheated on Hove though?
Oh, she'd have looked like all types of whores. That's true.
But how would Hove look though?
Right, Hove would look terrible.
He would look crazy.
We couldn't even play Hove no more if he let his wife cheat on him. We can't even play Hove no more.
But that's not even a real question because men cheat all the time. That's an innate quality. So what is the real question?
But that's the point, that women are not we're not a reflection of our women.
No, not
because we look stupid when we cheat. Oh, yeah. Q&A. Go quiet.
Right,
No,
ahead,
I get what you're saying. I do get what you're saying though. I do get what you're saying in regards to like, okay, like if he cheat, like nobody's really gonna look at what I'm doing wrong. First of all, I'm A1, so nobody gonna do that anyway. But besides the fact, if I cheat, they gonna be like, damn, what you know what I mean? Like, what? Like,
I think it's also different when you go to celebrities to day-to-day people. I'm talking about day-to-day people.
Right.
And I think there's people that we know. If you like, damn, I see him cheating, and then he goes back and hanging out with his wife, you're like, damn, that's fucked up. I can't believe she don't know. That's crazy. All of that stuff. So when we're saying that, yeah, maybe for Jay-Z and Beyonce, whatever, she has built an empire that is just is amazing. But when we come to day-to-day people, when we see those guys out there that is married, that have a ring on there, and that we see the women standing by them, we're like, damn, that looks crazy. He's out here making her look crazy. That is a reflection of her.
No, it's a reflection.
It's more of a reflection of her. Like, I feel like that's more of a reflection of her because it's like, to me, I feel like women can be so messy. So if they see my dude out there doing some shit, they just gonna talk about how stupid I am. You know what I'm saying? They really not even gonna touch upon the fact that he's out here wilding. They just gonna think that I'm stupid automatically for dealing with somebody like him.
Which is a reflection of you.
That would be a reflection on, right? If that was the case, Mary.
Yeah,
but what actually happens for women is he's implicated in that, right? I don't think they're saying, well, what is she not doing? I think they say the man ain't shit. If it happens conversely, then they say, oh, that nigga must not be doing something right. He must have been doing this, that, and the third to her. That's why we're saying she is a reflection of him, because the repercussion and how it's talked about isn't the same.
But see, that to me, that has nothing to do with reflection.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I say that is because, and I tell Babe this often, when men quote unquote cheat, it's not considered cheating because they're not doing it in the way that women do it. When women go outside of their relationship, they do it from an emotional space. So it's not the same. Like a nigga could knock down 20 bitches, but if he married you, his heart is attached to that. His feelings towards you is attached to that. That's just from what I've been around, guys that I've spoken to. This, when I hear them actually talk about it, I'm like, oh, so like their wife, they fuck with her for real. They wouldn't have asked her to marry them. But there's an innate quality in them that like they have to just knock down bitches. It ain't emotional. So yes, to that point, if a woman is going to quote unquote cheat, That's some emotional shit. And yeah, it's like, what the fuck was not going on in that house that made her want to do that?
Yeah.
But I don't think that has nothing to do with reflection.
Okay, you just break
So I
it
was
down.
like, I think it's a bad example on Adrian's part. Like that. Give another example.
There we go. Shots fired. There we go. There we go.
Shit like that. Shit like
Around
that.
746,000.
Right, Mary?
Hey, yeah, you got it, Q. Yeah, we ain't gonna get a Q verse Adrian 3, 5, 7, 8, 9.
He humble today. He humble.
Right, he humble. He got his spouse online. He got his spouse online, so he being real.
Yeah,
humble.
he
On his best behavior.
chilling. Go ahead,
He being mature, like she don't see him on the other episode.
You got to humble.
Hey, she literally be right there in the bed, like on the other side while I be.
All right, go ahead, Nate Q. What y'all think?
So to all of that though, I think that both parties are a reflection of each other. I think like attracts like. So again, it to your point, it could just be the of a reflection or on a reflect. I don't know how the fuck you was trying to word that, but the wording does matter, because if you're saying whether or not she's a reflection of him and he's a reflection of her, the way that I understand that is like attracts like, and relationship serves kind of like a mirror. So everything that you are, they are.
So how does it
reflection?
Because it's what you chose. Like you chose him and he out there acting crazy, it make you look bad. And he chose you and you out there acting crazy, it makes him look bad. It's
but y'all basically the same person, different sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think we're definitely saying if somebody does something, I think that's on. But in terms of how the family moves, how she moves, even her belief system, even her like the friend group, stuff like that does make a difference in terms of her assimilating, right? Because do you feel like people keep equal parts, or do you feel like there is some assimilation of what, like kind of like you fall into kind of what he does or she does more so?
I think that happens, and I think that that's where divorce court be so populated.
Mm-hmm. So you think because people assimilate, they don't want to, but they do?
Right, because somebody told them that that's the model of marriage or the model of relationship.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Then you see what happened with Tia.
Who the fuck is that?
Maori.
The one whose name you couldn't get right.
Bro, yeah. I kept using her sister shit, right?
You kept calling her Tamira. Like,
yo, hey, when Nay was saying that, I didn't know what she was talking about.
Right.
I said it's not Tamara. You put Tamarra.
But he's still using the wrong twin. The wrong twin. Like it didn't get.
Mary was married to the white guy, and Tia was married to the black guy.
I don't know.
You're making us look bad.
Who, me?
Yes, you have to fix that. Those are two different people.
I never watched that shit before.
It don't matter. If we tell you to fix it, fix it.
We are on the show here, so you're a reflection of us on the show as the people that you are employing.
You up here with this might be risky. So we are a reflection of
Come on. Listen, if the head is not right, then we can't fall in line, okay? Come on, because you was
Ooh.
We love you anyway, yeah.
Damn, man, that's interesting, man. On and of gotta matter. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just wonder, actions I feel like are on, maybe both ways.
Yeah.
Interesting. I like this shit, man. Y'all doing a good job, man. I'm proud of y'all. Seriously.
Good job. He's doing a good job. Thank you.
Yo, the reason we are not gonna be in the same room because these mics cost me too much, and we will be using both of them for a fact. So I apologize in advance. But man, this is awesome. So Q&A, how'd you guys meet?
Facebook. She hollered at me on Facebook.
How fucking old are y'all?
I'm 40.
Sheesh.
Okay.
Hold on.
Was it before or after the show?
So Q slid in your DM?
Hell no.
No.
That ain't how that happened.
First of all, okay, be honest. Q actually friend requested me because we had mutual friends. And, I was always dating guys, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, who is this chick that is trying to talk to me? Ew. No. But I slid in her DM. I guess you could say, all right, fine.
Yeah, because I was on some I don't like, I attract. You feel me? So I don't chase I ain't chasing nobody. So
Shit like that.
Yeah, you feel me?
I was talking to people, as she likes to say, I had options. I was talking to people. I was talking to the guys. Okay. And she, she was talking to me. I said, she's actually a cool person. But I'm not gonna lie, her profile picture, I was like, why she kind of like she's like staring into me? I feel like she's looking into my soul. Like
y'all look alike too.
Something about the eyes. I can't
They
lie.
do look alike.
But I'm like, I was not into women. Honestly, I was not into. I've always been into men, and I was like, she was just cool. We was friends like throughout the whole pandemic and talking and cool, and yeah.
Yeah, I know she liked me when she kept like.
I liked it in you.
Commented on all my shit in my story. I'm like, yeah, she stayed on me. She always got some shit to say. So
because she was a cool person.
Yeah,
I was talking to dudes. Like,
but you slid in my DM though. You was in the DM. You was.
So when did it like evolve?
And you're older than me too.
It's a lot of women shooting a shot. Listen, shout out to the women that shoot their shot because there's so many men that feel like women will not. Then we have that on a podcast. Or women don't approach men, or whatever the case may be.
Mary, can we get through the how we meet story or?
I want to know when did it like evolve to be more?
Huh?
When did it evolve to be more? Like, how did that happen?
So, one day,
see Mary, see I'm smiling all the time. He's cheesing.
So, we said I forgot how it was. It was something I might have posted in my story. And
she posted herself. She was half buckets naked, and I was like, "Oh, why would you post something like that?" And I commented.
And so she was just talking shit. Like that was like her thing. To this day, I still got Facebook receipts of her just talking shit.
Whatever.
So then, she wanted to talk to me about something that she experienced with somebody, and I was like, all right. So we FaceTime each other through Messenger.
And
she just telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, why would she feel compelled to tell me that she has an inclination towards women?
No, not towards women, but I thought about it because I was tired of these niggas. Okay.
So then I'm like, okay, I'm listening to her. And somehow we ended the call with, okay, I'm going to call you again at 7:00 the next day. And so I will put these reminders in my phone to call Shanae at 7:00.
And she would call me.
I would call her all the time.
And I'd be like, I'm on a political call right now. Like, you forgot what I do? I have to like pause it. And I'm like, I can't talk to you right now, but I would answer.
Bruh.
Yeah, I would answer. And it was just cool. We was always like hanging out.
I just loved her energy and like her whole vibe. Like she was dope as fuck.
And I actually thought that she was somebody else because her and her sister looked alike, and I knew her sister through like community work. So
yeah, I'm definitely not my sister, but yeah.
And we had the same mutual friends.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was not into women, but I'm into Q though.
Yeah.
And Nate, that's your first time?
Yeah. Well.
Wow.
Okay, listen. Honesty, right? Honesty is key. So I experimented a couple of years ago, and I was like, "This is not me. No, thank you." But I don't know, it was something with her that was like, I liked her. I tried though. She always said you had options. I was talking to people. I was trying.
So when y'all get married, how's the last name thing work? Rock, paper, scissors?
No, I would actually hyphenate my name. I would actually take her last name. I would be Fulton Turner. I would do that because I actually love Q. So yep, I would.
So Q, are you gonna do Fulton Turner?
No.
And I don't mind.
Why you say no like that?
I don't mind. She's the more masculine, so I don't mind.
Okay.
She got me being different, y'all. Okay, I'm just saying she got me being different. I'm like,
yeah, it's a lot of tomboy energy on my end. So it's like, and we've been very open about even in gay couple, lesbian couple, whatever. I've always felt that there still has to be a hierarchy, and I think that top role goes to the person who has more of the masculine energy. So
okay,
and I'm like, wait, okay, yes. All the time, no problem.
Dave, what was that shit that Pierre said he had? Damn, what'd he say? Shout out to Pierre. He said he had a gold star or some shit. Remember?
A gold star?
Mm-hmm.
Like he never messed with a girl.
Yeah.
A gold star is when you've never had any type of relationship or anything like that with the opposite sex.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
You got kids and all that. All them kids.
But no, my first actual relationship has been cute. The first one with women. So.
Word. Interesting, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Man, I'm having a good time. All right, I got one more. I know y'all got to work tomorrow because y'all not in charge like I am at work. But
Hey, hold on. I am in charge. Don't ever do that.
Wait, can I make a comment real quick?
Sure, Mary.
So, no, this goes back to the discussion about the reflection of, like, I like how Sharnice just go in there smooth and start asking the questions because she's under the umbrella of Hamp, the Stampede, and a reflection of him. So she's trying to put her little podcast voice in. So can you just explain a little more on, you see how that happened?
Yo, Mary.
Shit like that.
Hey, Mary, I don't care what they say about you. You all right with me, man?
Hey, Mary been the GOAT the past few seconds.
P, I was talking. P, I was talking so much shit about y'all for being late. And now she done recovered, man. We gotta come visit y'all.
Listen. This need to be this might be risky with Mary.
Here she go. Look. Give her an inch, right?
Yeah. She's like a mile.
Pete told us, man.
He always say that. He always say that.
Can't give her too much, man.
Yeah, you said that earlier too.
No, man, you give her a little bit of that light, but she gonna take the whole light.
Yo, she don't need much, right?
Nah, you can't give it too much. She gonna run the show, bro. Don't let her do it.
Hey, man, it's called self-esteem, not we-esteem, right? Shit. All right, man. I got one more. All right. Let me share this clip real quick. Not clip, but this fly. Where's it? All right. So this Terry Crews, a feminine ass, but he said something I want to share. So there is only one woman on, he said one on earth I have to please. Her name is Rebecca. Not my mother, not my sister, my daughters, or co-workers. I will let their husbands / boyfriends / partners take care of them. Rebecca gives me wings. So Terry Crews posted that, I think it was like 2 years ago. He talking about his wife. And Terry Crews went through that thing where he was talking about he had got raped and all that shit by a dude. And there was a lot of women. I know Gabrielle Union, for instance, was a heavy support of what he went through. So they were just saying how, like, damn, they kind of felt like maybe he turning his back. But I think he's just making a statement, just holding his wife in such high regard. Right? Did y'all hear him say this? But, that's what he's talking about. Rebecca, his wife. So he's just saying that his obligation is only to her. So, last question, last topic of the night. Who comes first? Your parents, your kids, or your spouse?
Ooh.
Let it marinate for a second. Who comes first? Your parents, your kids, or your spouse? Q&A, what you guys think?
As soon as she... okay. If you look at it from the biblical sense, it's supposed to be the spouse because they're the head.
Drop that thing. We ain't asked that.
Put him in the fucking bed. Put him in the fucking bed.
That's a hard one. Yeah, I feel you, Mary. I listen, I'm gonna own that. It's for me, it's always that my kids come first. And I can't help that because I've been a single mom for so long. So for me, my kids will always come first. But I know when you look at it in the spiritual sense, it's supposed to be the spouse. But I personally, for me, my kids always come first because they're gonna always be my kids.
Can I go now?
When I talk to God, I'm telling him that shit you said too. Go ahead, Q.
I'm gonna just say it flat out. Your kids. Period. Period.
Period.
Then the spouse, in my opinion, and you're talking just about your household. I think once you become a part of someone else's life, your mom, your siblings, and everyone a part of your family, they kind of
they fall by the wayside.
In a sense, yeah. But when it comes to your actual household, I think the kids first and then your spouse. That's just me.
Is it just you, Q? Because Q, you've been agreeing with everything they say. You have not said anything different.
Listen. So listen, if she didn't say that first, I would have said the same shit. This is what happens in our house. I say the same shit I'm saying to y'all right now.
And it's probably because she realizes, like, I always be like, I'm sorry, it's about my kids. I've been like this for so long. I can't help it.
Notice I was telling her how it's an innate quality for niggas to fuck other bitches. So I
disagreed with that. There's some good ones. So yeah, but that's another topic.
Yo, once again, man, shout out to my nigga Mike Brown, man, with the super chat donation, man. Word. Mike been showing a lot of love, man.
But now, respectfully, Sharnice, I could kind of see your observation. It does seem ironic, but nah, that's always how it's been.
It's probably because it's two women at the end of the day.
Is it coincidental?
Yeah, because we think of like a lot of times, and we don't even
realize. For me, it would be my son and then her. Automatically.
She ain't lying.
Do you also think it's because you both came into it with kids versus you guys being together first?
Yeah, I could see that.
That's the reason why that you look at it in that sense.
Mm-hmm. And because I've been in a space where I had control. I came from a certain background, so I think that's also part of it. Where I'm like, nah, it's all about my kids. I'm sorry, my kids come first and foremost.
But I'm just saying. I mean, even down to like everything. Like if we're having dinner, I'll make sure that I serve the kids and then we eat. It's not that I have to sit and she has to serve me first.
We kind of get into it over that sometimes, but yeah. I know my role.
Hey, what you think, man?
I think it's my spouse that comes first. As long as my spouse is happy, that's all that matters. The kids will fall in line. Definitely not parents. That is like last on the list that I'm like that I would even say. I mean, when it comes to the food thing, I do think it's a little different depending on the age. Once they get a certain age and they can make their own food, then yes. But I usually make the kids first. Sorry, baby. And then I make my husband's food and then I'll make mine. But when it comes to just in general, who comes first in my household, I want to make sure my husband is good. And the kids, they'll fall in line. Simple.
Yeah. What you think, the gathers?
All right, I actually got two, but I really want to, you know what I'm saying, respect what Q&A got to say coming from a single mother standpoint, how they feel about it. So there's a line there that has to be respect. But for me, I got to go with your wife because me and my wife said the same thing. See, me, if I take care of Mary, I know for a fact she's going to take care of the kids. That's just ground. It's just ground. Kids can't take care of themselves. If Mary's not good, how can she take care of the kids? You know what I'm saying? But that's my belief. But then beyond that, parents gonna always come last because they're already old enough to take care of themselves. Kids can't take care of themselves. So always my wife gonna be first to be able to take care of the kids. It's how it goes for my household.
Yeah.
But for me, he comes first because I take care of the kids, but he takes care of us. You get what I'm saying? So again, back to that hierarchy, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the umbrella. So it's him, me, then the kids. And it's like on top of that, people don't realize your spouse is the only one that's gonna be there with you forever. Them kids gonna grow old, they got relationships, they're gonna be, forming their own things and their own families. And us as parents are gonna be at the bottom just like we put in our parents. So if I'm focused on kids, when they gone, if me and him don't have a good foundation and a good relationship, what the hell we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's like still, I take care of him. As long as I take care of him, I make sure his lunch is packed every day. I make sure he fed. I make sure he good. then he's able to take care of, you know, us as well.
Yeah.
But that's including making sure you take care of yourself individually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the whites?
Wait, it's our turn now. It's our turn.
Well, they was discussing
My
the
bad.
question beforehand so they could be on the same
They
page.
been talking about it the whole time.
I was trying to
Put him in the
Right.
fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Make sure
I think
you
it's
say the right thing, baby.
85% at this
Right. He
point,
like,
right?
hold on. We gotta be 100% on this, babe. It's the game.
I
No,
know.
I was trying to set up. No, seriously, I was just trying to set up some buns. You know what I'm saying, for the night. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was trying to do. I was sweet talking. No, but then I ain't gonna say F them kids because she don't like what I say because she be listening when me and Hint be talking about it, right?
I don't like
Yeah,
that.
fuck them
She don't
kids.
like it. So I ain't gonna say F them kids. But absolutely. What I told my daughters is funny because when I told them I was about to get married again, they were hyped, right? They're like, yeah, we want a stepmom. And I'm like, but you know that means y'all not gonna come first no more. So I love them all equally, right? Love is love, but I'm a man of order. So they already know she comes first. So that's the expectation that I want them to set in their life as they get older. I feel like as parents, my job is to prepare you for life outside of me. You know what I'm saying? So once you become an adult, I instill things in you for how you move. So then for my parents have no say. So they're way to the back. Just like how I feel I would be for my kids. Once my kids get old enough and they live their own life, I don't want to be a hindrance to them. I expect them to go ahead and move however they want to move. However, I tell my daughters, like, yo, if the dude not taking care of you like I am, then you don't want to be with him. And so that's also my motivation too. So I feel like they all need me. I'm gonna be there for all of them. Love is equal, but it's her. You know what I'm saying? Like she the glue that I couldn't do what she does. Ain't no way in hell I could do what she do, y'all. I don't even get up to help with the baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't get up to help with the baby. I don't be helping. I be tired. I don't be helping. Yeah, but not in the middle of the night.
No.
Okay, I just have to say this part. The reason why I said kids first is because whether she has a spouse or not, it's gonna always be about her kids. But I understand what Pierre was saying, where it's like, okay, he's taking care of her. Then obviously, if she's good, then it's like she can cater to her kids. That's kind of what I took from it. But I feel like even if you're treating the woman bad, does that mean that she's not gonna pour into her kids? No. You're treating her good, she's still gonna pour into her kids. So I feel like her kids will always come first, and that's me coming from a single parent standpoint. So I don't know. I just think differently.
Yeah, well, so I don't agree with that because I was a single parent and
Right,
she's a single parent, and so when I moved her here, you know, we have our son, but she has two daughters too, but they all move how I say move. No, nobody's allowed in my room. Whatever rules I set, she's like, you heard them. You know what I'm saying? They all in the bed sleep right now. Like we don't play no games. They all get treated the same. I already told her, listen, I'm treating your daughters like they're my daughters, y'all.
Right.
Yeah.
Period.
And also,
not with it, there's no point in us going forward, y'all.
I do that with you, but I still feel like the overall is like, if she weren't here, it would still be me and my kids at the end of the day.
And I think that's the thing is that you keep saying if she wasn't here, and that's part of being like a single parent when you don't have that like commitment and that security when you're married. Because when you're married, you're not going anywhere. It's not like if you're not here, I don't think, hey, you may not be here tomorrow or you can leave tomorrow. My thing is we're going to work it out as long as we can and he's going to be here. And so with that said, we need to make sure we as a unit is okay, because if we're not okay as a unit, that you can see that kids will come between y'all and really they can, and make that happen. But when I feel like when you don't have that security to say, hey, we're in this together, it becomes that fight or flight, like a flight kind of thing. Like if you're not here, I got my kids to take care of it. And I can understand that in a sense as a mom, that no matter who's in your life or whatever, you really have to do that. You have no choice.
Yeah. And that's me. But even with Q, like for me, that doesn't matter. There's times when she'll tell my son he's on punishment. I'm like, okay. And I will shut up. And in that sense, I guess you could say she sets the precedence. And I'll be trying to be like, no, but okay, well, how about we try this? but I do understand that. I think for me, it's still like whether she's here, I have to say it like that, whether she is here or not, I'm not looking for her to go anywhere. But if it were to be like that, it would always still be me and my kids. I have to think it, whether it was her or it was anybody else, it's always going to be me and my kids.
Well, not necessarily, because you got boys. So
Yeah,
they grow up, they get their own families. So
there's this
it's
old,
not
there's
always
this,
going to be you and the kids.
yeah, there's this old lady that lives across the street from us. Well, she used to. God bless her dead. But every time I seen her, she was always by herself taking out her own trash. Right? The kids will not be there. I mean, like Mary said it perfectly. Like the kids are not going to be there. They just won't, especially if you have sons, to Adrian's point. But I also think when you said you're gonna pour into the kids, I don't think so. Right? Because nobody's pouring into you, nobody's giving you space, right, to be whole. So you're gonna do for the kids, right? It's like clockwork. You're gonna make sure they eat, make sure they this, but that real love, affection, pouring, you're gonna be too empty to do that shit.
Yeah, she be having to stop me from doing certain things with my kids. So I'm not gonna lie, because I'm like mama bear for real. So yeah, I don't know. You got something to say?
And that's where I feel like back to what Sharnice is saying, like, you know, nothing to y'all, but being in a secure marriage is gonna have you look at things a little bit differently. Like, in regards to just being confident that this person is not going nowhere, you're not gonna think about if you're not here, this is all I got. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't think like that, I'm not worried about the kids. I don't worry about my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and not saying I don't worry for them, like I don't care for them. It's just that I'm not worried about it or what goes on because he's always gonna be here. So I'm not thinking about, I need to put my kids first because at the end of the day, that's all I got. No, that's at the end of the day, they're never gonna be all I got. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you can pour so much of yourself into them and have nothing left. I've seen people that can't even get into new relationships because they're putting too much into their kids. And like he said, the old lady, she throwing out her own trash. Them kids that ain't even returning whatever you thought you was pouring into them because they can't even come make sure your trash is taken out once a week. You get what I'm saying? So it's important that you pour into whoever's going to be there every day. You know what I'm saying? You invest in who's going to be there every day for the rest of your life. And once you go ahead and gain that confidence that Q really not going nowhere, watch how much that changes for you. You get what I'm saying? You're not going to always have that mama bear instinct. You're not going to always, clam up every time she disciplines your kids. You're not going to, well, maybe, this and that. You're not going to think about nothing like that. When he did, listen, he don't play when it come to these boys. Like, so when he do something, I'm walking out the room minding my goddamn business.
I do that.
You know what I'm saying? And my son is not biologically his, and his son is not biologically mine. So I'm still gonna mind my business because I know you're gonna make the best decision, and I know you're not gonna go nowhere, and I know you're not gonna steer my kids in the wrong direction. So as long as I'm caring for you and catering to you, you do what you got to do with the kids. I do what I got to do with the kids, and we pressing on.
So I think that's a point that we've gotten to now because as far as her trusting a lot of that shit, like even right now. I have his phone for the rest of the week. On some like he wasn't doing. He don't got his phone for the rest of the fucking week
because he's talking to girls and he ain't doing what he's supposed to do right now. So I'm mad.
Go play your keyboard and figure out how to make some beats or read a fucking book, do some shit. But you fucked up. And I talked to him like that. The whole language.
And I shut up.
You fucked up. You fucked up, right? That's how those conversations go. And I feel like I have to be strict on him like that because I think when you're raising boys, that energy got to be different. Like, I think that's the biggest, thing that single mothers have to deal with is being the nurturer and the disciplinarian. I feel like that's a disadvantage because on one hand, you're the person that's always loving on them, taking care of them, catering to them. And on the other hand, you got a discipline, but they're not taking that shit serious. So like when I step in, like they know, I done fucked up. Because I'm very.
My other question is, Nay, how long have you been a single parent?
Whew. Okay. Since 2013. I was putting out there.
And I think that's it right there. You've been doing it for so long. So that's your instincts is to be, hey, I'm a mom first, because you've been a mom first since 2013 versus for me, all I know is I have kids with my husband. And that's it. So all I know is take care of my husband, and then my kids kind of like fall in line. But for you, you've had to do the first year. It makes sense that why your first instinct is like, it's my kids, because you've been doing since 2013, and now you're getting into a relationship, and now you're starting to trust and doing all that other stuff. And I don't know how long Sweet Bee and A plus, how long you guys been doing single parenting, but if it wasn't that long, then it's a little bit easier to be in that mindset of saying, hey, it's us doing this versus someone like you.
But honestly, it started from, okay, so my oldest son is 2008, and then I went into someone else. I have 2 kids by 2 different guys, I'll be honest. And I went through some, hey, I don't care. And then I had like a whole domestic violence situation for 6 years, and then went to some, and then I separated. And then from 2013 until last year, I was single, to be honest. So, and that's, I didn't try, but I was single. So it's been hard. So to her point of having the dual roles, that part is really, really hard to just be like, all right, I'm gonna let go. Because when I thought I would let go, did it work? No, it came with so much. So for me, that's been hard. But I've been good in that sense. But I always feel like
So
my kids will come.
You gonna make some changes?
Oh yeah, definitely. So did we say therapy?
Hold on.
Yes, I'm in therapy.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Two things, yo. One, Ham, don't be giving her the dent thing just because she got 2 kids. Don't give her the dent for that. You know what I'm saying?
Give me 2 kids, 2 baby daddies.
That deserves the dent.
We did not talk about you, sir.
2. 2. I think that's where a lot of single women go wrong at, where they try to do both roles. Like you can't.
I agree.
You have to be who you are supposed to be to the best of your ability. When you start trying to operate in something that you're not supposed to operate in, it's like you're showing a warped version of a woman to the child, if that makes sense.
Yeah, one is crazy, legally, and the other one I've tried, and so now it's a little bit better. So, but still, it's not the way I would like it to be. My son actually said, my oldest son said the other day, Mama Nisha, because he calls Mama Nisha, is actually the only one that's shown me how to do man stuff other than anybody else.
Mama Nisha? That's
he
cute.
calls cute Mama Nisha.
Mama Nisha.
Her name, but he took the latter part of her name and said, and he actually named to that. He said, she's the only one that's taught me how to do man things. And I had to think about it like, damn, what guys have really taught you how to do half of the stuff that you learned? None.
Yeah, I don't play no games. Like I'll make him come over to the house and teach him how to mow the lawn. He got to mow the entire lawn. I taught him how to tie a tie, but I learned how to tie a tie from my stepdad, who had me put one on him for an event that he was going to.
You learn how to fix
So it's not like trying to, I know, because there's that misconception in a lesbian relationship, like someone's trying to be the man. There's just certain things that I learned along the way of being a tomboy. Like I would stay outside with my brother when he was working on his cars. So all those little things that I know where I can teach them, I do. And then I also work in the construction. So there's just so many, different things that you surprise, like, damn, nobody, but to her point, coming across people, I think it is difficult when you do have 2 different dynamics, 2 different guys that you've been with, and 2 kids. A lot of times in today's society, men run from that kind of thing too. So,
she taught them how to nail stuff into the wall, and one is raised more with a guy, and the other one is.
I think that's different though. I think it's different in terms of teaching them different skills versus, and I'm not talking about you per se, Nay, but just how women are like, okay, I gotta try to be the mother and the father. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be that. You have to be who you are. So Q is just gonna be who she genuinely is. Definitely do the discipline. Definitely teach the different skills that you have, but you can't try to be something that you are not. That was my point. And again, not saying that's what y'all did or whatever.
And to that point, I've always felt like it's very important that all kids have. Okay, so I spoke about the energy, masculine and feminine energy. I also feel like it's very important for every child, boy or girl, to have a positive male figure and positive female. So even for niggas who is gay and it's them and their husband raising kids, y'all got to have a female in there with feminine energy. That's just my opinion, though. So it's the same for boys. because there it gets to a point where there's certain shit that you can't influence or teach if you're of the same,
and my boys have male mentors. I drop them off to their male mentors, but they've straight up said they've learned more from her.
I gotta sit with that. I gotta sit with that a little bit.
Boys don't cry, you know that, right?
Oh, they don't be crying. They listen. They do not cry. I'll be mad if they don't cry sometimes. I want them to cry, have a little bit of emotion, but they won't.
Yeah, no, sometimes it is the
you didn't answer the question.
Things too.
What'd you say?
Who comes first?
I was gonna say a lot of times it is the mom. So like when you think about it, even when a child walks for the first time, a lot of the times it's the mom having to release that because she's more bothered by them doing that and getting hurt than they are.
See,
so
I don't feel like I feel like maybe because of who I am and how I was raised. Like for instance, I agree to what Adrian was saying. Like you can't really be both roles. And I know with my son, I had my son first, my 7-year-old. When I was engaged with his father was there but not there. So I actually took on the father side of it, making sure that my son was always going to be a son. So yes, I'm not a man, but I was raised around men for the most part.
Don't matter.
I wasn't as nurturing and caring to my son as I should have been. Now, he's been in my son's life since my son was 3. So with him being able to take on the role that I was, trying to press so much because of how society is, I'm like, listen, I don't want my son to end up a certain way. I don't want him to be whatever the case may be. Let me make sure I do right. I wasn't able to provide that soft side. When I got with him, when my son was 3, he took on that role immediately. So then I was able to be the nurturing one, the caring one, you are right. Like, you know what I mean? That type of thing. Still had that tough side with him. But with our daughter, I was able to fully be from day one that nurturer, that caterer, like give her all the love that, in a sense, my son missed out on. Yeah. So I agree that you can't do both.
I agree.
Yeah.
I would definitely never say I don't agree. I definitely agree.
Yeah, you can't play the wrong position, right? You was out of position with your son.
Yeah, and it wasn't something that was like in a sense, yes, it's my fault because it's who I chose. But I think like it's not like I wanted it to be that way. It just happened to be that way. Listen, you beating on me. After a while, I have to go. So now I have no choice but to be a single mom to 2 children. I can't help that. And I went through trying to date other people, and then even you are coming in. So then it was like, yeah, I'm just gonna just focus on just me and my kids, which is why for so long it was just me and my kids. Yeah, my son definitely knows I'm still a woman, soft or not. That's why he be trying to play because he's like, Mom, I can get away with anything. He feel like he can get away with anything with me, and sometimes he's right. But yeah, so that's where, in a sense, where she would come in because she's more masculine in that sense. That's her masculine energy, and I allowed that. It was hard at first, but now it's like, nope, you're right.
That's good. You're making some changes. Yeah. For me, I mean, my wife comes first. It's a natural thing. I understand it. I actually read the Bible, so I know what it says.
Here we go. Here we go.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
What part about you? The 5%ers version, the Muslim version, or like the Christian version? Because you got like
Corinthians 57:14.
There's only 42 chapters in Corinthians, but whatever. Yeah, so nah. But yeah, no question that wife comes first, everything falls in line and in place, when you do it the right way. Even regardless of how the Most High ordained it, just think about it, right? If she's well kept, imagine how the kids benefit. Yeah. So I think that's the key. But I think we kind of left something out. I think you got to take care of yourself first. If you don't,
I said that. I didn't leave that out. I said that.
When did you say that?
I said we could run it back.
I
said your spouse.
Now, Mary, I'm gonna be looking for it because I have to edit the whole thing.
Make sure you make that clip. Make sure you make that clip too.
What you
Make
say?
that quick for me because I did say it.
Hey P, you was right, man. We gave her that rope too early, man. She wild.
I told you, dog. Start giving her that light. She take the
You
lamp.
told me, man. I apologize. P, hey P, when you right, you right, bro.
Now you gave her 2 lamps. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm viewing you.
But yeah, I think it's easy. I think it's an easy choice, easy option. I wonder, Q&A, as you guys grow together, you think your outlook might change?
It's possible if you ask this question a year from now with unlearning certain things and learning new things.
So
possible or probable?
I'm gonna say this though. The first question you asked, I'll be listening to Q.
Sorry, did you say asked or asked?
Listen, I'm from New York. Thank you.
Just leave her alone.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here.
I knew that was coming. As soon as she said it, I knew it was coming.
Go ahead, Nate. Go ahead.
I can't help it. I can't help
Go ahead.
My accent. But no, I do feel what you're saying. Like I listen to Q. I do. I don't have a problem with like falling in line and listen to
No, we ain't talking about that. We talking about the kids falling in line behind her.
Yes, the kids do fall in line because I had to say them like she said.
Nay. Over here.
I'm saying
no. I
really had to say to my child today.
But not that though.
Go ahead.
Not that though. You know what?
Go ahead.
He means like spouse then kids.
Okay. It is hard. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard. It is, but I'm learning to let that part go. I am. Okay. I have to let go.
Because I think you guys can fully, mesh if everybody's number one in both books.
That's not bull.
Yeah, I think it's like that broken place.
You ain't wrong.
I gotta assume this role first in some survival mode type shit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, unlearning that and being in a relationship that to Adrian's point and how he speaks of his new marriage of like, this is the one that matters and I want to pour everything that I have into it. I understand myself more now. Yeah, I can see in a year from now, this same question coming up, the answer being completely different.
That's what's up, man. That's good. That's change. That's edification. And that's why these panels are so dope, because I love when we be bantering and talking shit and arguing, but like, there's a lot of gems that get dropped. I'm fortunate enough and unfortunate enough to have to edit everything, but I get to listen to it 3 times. So I catch some stuff that I'm like, damn, that was a good point. Feel me? So, yeah. I'm married. God. Hey, P, can you turn the camera more towards you? Interesting, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. Listen, man, I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs.
Wait, you didn't know how we met?
Ooh, yeah, come on. We want to hear it.
Listen, I want to wait. I need to hear this because boy,
how y'all met? Let's
when I see him was married across the damn screen, I was like, what?
So yes, how y'all met?
Y'all know him married?
Yo,
he's a yo.
She was I just coming from DJing and I'm about to get in my car and shit. I'm walking with Zakia, matter of fact, and she come walking up the street and she knows Zakia. I'm like, damn, Kiki, who that with the pot belly and all that? You know what I mean?
So rude.
Yeah, a little pot belly, Rude. Sneakers was dirty. I said, damn.
That is not true. Not true.
I said, your Jordan's dirty, man.
No, they were not dirty.
What's up with you?
At least she ain't have no feelings, yo.
If she would have had some
but go ahead.
She ever had some Forever I Love Atlanta's on, bro, we would not be here. Huh?
Nah, she tried to mute. She had a pair of feelers on. I'm like, yo, my nigga, you can't wear those and be in a relationship.
Put him in the fucking bedroom.
You can't wear no feelers and be in a relationship with me.
She need a foot massage ASAP, bro.
She probably was rocking a Q A+. Because she was rocking it.
So we met, and what happened, man?
Well, immediately I knew I wasn't going to talk to him.
Come on, girl.
So I was told who did I tell? I was like, oh, just get my number from Zakia. That's my way of like throwing it off. Like, if I wanted your number, I would have asked for your number and we would have exchanged numbers. But I said, get it through the friend. He actually called. He actually got the number and called. But I still knew I was freshly. Yeah, he had one shoe off. Hampy had one shoe off. Your son had one shoe off, walking around with his turntable on. Who does that? Who does that? Like, who's gonna talk to you like that? Like, really? But he made a smart comment too, and I knew you have to make a smart comment. When someone makes smart comments, you know you can't just let them ride. You got to make a smart comment back. But yeah, he called. Little did I know he had a bet with Zakia. Baby, tell him about the bet.
I'll get some cheeks in under 2 weeks. That was the bet.
Did you win?
I was getting ready to say it, but did you
Yo,
win?
you the GOAT, bro. You the GOAT.
Yo, I was trying to get that bread, bro. I made that phone call.
We were talking, right? And he told me that he had one daughter. He forgot that I knew Zakia. Come to find out, he had 2 daughters. And I had already told him, like, and when I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I don't want to date anybody with like more than 1 kid, no one under the age of 2. Georgie is like a year old. So that's the reason why he didn't tell me. And so finally, like after a month of him and I talking, because he was nice, he would always invite me over, didn't go, because I knew I wasn't, interested. He called me late one night and I was like, it was like 2:00 in the morning. So I'm thinking this is like booty call hours. And so I'm like, I know you have another daughter. Like, don't call me at this time. This is not it. This is not working. Like, this is not going to be. So me and him were, I don't, babe, would we even be friends? We weren't even friends. We were just kind of like, cool.
What I say when you said all that?
You just said, okay.
Hey, I was just scrolling through my phone. I'm like, okay, let me try this one. Then I try this one. So eventually, I just going through the Rolodex. But I was trying to build rapport. I'm trying to win a bet. See, y'all got to remember this. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I'm trying to win a bet this whole time. But I will say that I was feeling her though. You know what I'm saying? We used to have like conversations on the phone like back in the day. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't lie. I just omitted the fact that Georgia was only 1. I mean, shit, So what happened 6 months later?
We met again. Well, we've seen each other. We would see each other. Always cool. Nothing, whatever.
You came to the house.
Huh?
You came to the house.
When I saw you?
Yeah.
That wasn't 6 months later.
When was that?
When you had game night at your house?
When you was watching the baby.
That was game night at your house.
So I had a game night at my house. The irony in this, the foreshadowing in this is she in the back room with Georgie trying to get her to go to sleep for like an hour straight.
Well, I like kids. That's the thing. I was like, oh, it's a baby.
But just keep that in mind. All right, go ahead.
I did go over there. I'm like, oh, it's a baby, and we're playing game night. She's up. First of all, I'm like, he don't have no like structure. I'm a mom. Like, I've always wanted to be a mom. I'm like, how do you have all these people over? The girl is sleeping. All this other. This is the things that going through my head. And then she ends up just waking up, and he's like, what? I'm like, where's the schedule? And he's like, oh, whatever. She'll be fine. I'm like, what is going on? But we see each other again for 4th of July. We're at a cookout. He's DJing. What happened, babe?
No, I got my curve back. So she curved me in October, but I curved her after that in January. So she came while I was really DJing. I danced with her. She walked around with me to get my money and all that. Then I invited her to lunch. So then after I dropped her off back at school for lunch, I text her once, never text her back.
He did pay for lunch, and I was about to try to start that text conversation back and forth, but I could see that he wasn't really responsive, so I was like, okay, whatever. Because we had a good time at lunch. So
Mary, I use a company card to pay for lunch too.
It was still free. He still picked me up and everything.
Free for both of us.
But he still waited over a year to get some cheeks?
Yeah. Well,
Man,
not
why you?
over a year because I think it was basically we started. I seen him again for 4th of
Oh,
July, so it started
yeah,
off like this whole thing started off in like October of 2018, and
yeah.
then in 2019, yeah, of July is when him and I actually started to date. Because I saw him DJing and he's made a comment like, "Oh, you're the prettiest girl here." Mind you, DC is full of pretty women. So I'm looking like, what? I'm the prettiest girl here. And so I was like, why haven't I even actually like
Yup.
I'm like, why haven't I even thought about giving him a chance? Because he had 2 kids, like 2 baby mothers, and I was like, I don't know about this, you know?
So
What?
then the day after she came to my house, we ain't do shit. We just talked, dropped her off.
He
Boom.
made
She came.
breakfast and everything though.
Look at
Yeah.
look at you here making
Yeah,
breakfast.
I walked back in the room. I caught her licking the plate. I said, "God, what type of fucking cunt?"
Shut up.
So then the next day she came when I was DJing, right? And so she's standing next to me while I'm DJing. But I'm like, yo, you gotta go sit at the bar. Like, you can't stand next to me. You know what I mean? Like, I do this, So
He
she's sitting
wasn't
at the
trying to look
bar.
suspicious because it was other people watching.
Yeah, I got, you know what I mean? So it started getting popping. She came early. So this girl come, and what happened, man?
I just so happened to look around and he's giving this girl a hug and grabbing her ass. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. But at that moment, because I was talking to I was thinking about talking to someone else. So it was between him and someone else. But in that instinct, in that moment, I picked him. I don't know. It was the ass grab that I didn't like what it felt like. I felt some type of way that he was grabbing someone else's ass. And I've never felt that way about anyone. Because usually out here, everybody talk, people talk. I understand that. Like that happens. Usually that would be a turnoff. But for me to feel some type of way, I was like, all right. Like I was texting him after, like, so are you going to the next spot? What's going on? And he invited me, and next thing you know, we got engaged in 6 months and engaged and married 6 months later.
Girl, you
felt like you owned him in that moment. So that moment,
in that moment, he felt like he was a reflection of me, and he didn't even know it. Okay, he was a reflection of me.
Tell her, Mary.
But you felt like you owned him in that moment where you was like, "Oh, this shit ain't about to go down like this."
Exactly. I was trying to control. I couldn't control him.
Damn, man. Interesting. Yeah, man. It didn't take long. I got cheeks 3 days after that too. Matter of fact.
Did you have to put that online?
But it took almost a year.
That is true too. That is true. He didn't win the first bet, but yep, it went down like a couple days later.
Yep. Raw biscuit. I mean, never mind.
Please.
Yo, Q. I was waiting for so long. I never waited that long before. My penis was hard as algebra 2, man. Shit.
And that penis gets us in trouble too. Look at that. We got 4 kids.
Lying, boy. Damn, man. Interesting. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. It's been an amazing show. I'm going to be having a good time chopping this joint up for sure, man. A lot of love in the air, a lot of love in these rooms, man. A lot of love on this panel. This shit is dope that we can show this to the masses, right? Everything ain't all BET and twerking and all some other shit and motherfuckers doing what Nick Cannon doing. Even though, shit, he ain't that far from shit. How many kids you got?
12.
Shit, I got 6.
It's 12.
Well, so I don't know. I just appreciate y'all. I'm proud of y'all for real. So I don't really fuck with Jerry Springer, but I do like one of his constructs. Q&A. Final thought.
I learned a lot from y'all. I mean, I know we were saying you don't always want to tell people everything, but I was able to express certain things and y'all gave me a lot of good feedback and I felt comfortable and I appreciate a lot of feedback. So it's okay to sometimes take feedback from other people who have been there.
You're, and as Camp may say, I think at some point I'll probably be on some fuck them goddamn kids shit too. But for right now, them kids come first.
Shit like that.
The Gathers.
All right, so it's still gonna be fuck them kids for real. But also just pour into your spouse. Always pour into your spouse, and in turn it's gonna come back to you if you're the right one. So I appreciate you.
Oh. P?
I really ain't got nothing to say. I really appreciate coming on the show, man. It's real legit.
Yeah, word.
And I definitely what I'm saying, excited about this. I just again, just thank you.
He ain't telling me I'm too loud now.
There you go. That's 3 light bulbs. Right there.
3 light bulbs. Hey.
Yo, I own my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that. She's
my responsibility. I own her. I don't care what. I think she did come around and agree on that though.
A little bit.
So,
Stand on your shit, B.
Yeah.
We
so,
here.
all right, man. All right. So I own my wife. That's one. Number 2, first time I met her, I did get the buns. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We popped that one time. Yeah, yo, and I highly recommend therapy too. Like, even with me being a therapist, we just got married and we doing therapy. I'm trying to be proactive. You know what I'm saying? Rather than wait for issues to arise, even though I feel like I'm this great man, this great husband, I'm also humble enough to know that, hey, we possibly need help and I don't know everything. So before issues even arise, we doing therapy once a month. And so I always just encourage couples to, whether it is family or just some outside supports, sometimes you need somebody who you can trust, that vision for your marriage kind of aligns with theirs, so that they can, just kind of support you as you go forth. I don't think it's wise to do it, on your own. So that's all I got.
Word. Sweet B, got something?
Thank you for having me. It was fun. I appreciate meeting all y'all.
No doubt.
Do it again.
And I'm about to get some tonight. You know what I'm saying? She about to put the baby to sleep.
Right, you feeling a little smidge right now.
I got a new move. I want to try call the Lex Luger. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my gosh.
The torture rack. Babe.
Well, one, I feel like y'all gave me like a little bit of epiphany that I'm doing all this work for my kids and they're going to be putting me on the bottom of the list. I feel some type of way right now, especially with how much work goes into having twins. But I do agree that, I don't have anything else to say. Really. I feel like it's really interesting that me and my husband, I feel like we haven't really been like eye to eye, but it like works in our household. I don't know. That's it.
Hey, you got to do better on your final thoughts.
Well, this is my first time doing final thoughts. I'll do better next time.
You were
I'll do better next time.
I think this was an awesome conversation. I learned a lot of different opinions. It's the irony is we agreed on a lot of stuff, but it was said in so many different ways that you could learn from everything that was said. That's the gem of this conversation. Even though we disagreed or didn't fully align, it works because we understand, right? And we have empathy, and I think this conversation more than others, we show empathy to each other too during the conversation. And now I'm just talking about the entire group, So I appreciate that, man. Listen, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, and we out.